Howdy, everybody. It's AC from the AC Show, and I'm here to just do a quick review over the DC run that is just started called Dark Days. And Dark Days is the new summer event for DC, and really it's called Metal. So these are the two prelude issues to the Metal series that'll be coming out in August. So here's the DC's The Forge, which is very awesome cover, and then this issue just came out, the casting, I don't know, maybe like 2 weeks ago. And this has also got a great metal cover. You can see it's pretty shimmery and shiny, which is neat. So I just want to really kind of go through a little bit of the story, talk about the art, and so on. But so far the story is pretty neat. There's a reintroduction of Hawkman, and I'm not familiar at all with Hawkman really, so this is kind of a origin story for myself on him, and they do a good job of explaining who he is and what he's all about. I suppose he hasn't been a terribly interesting character. I'm not sure if he sold a lot of books and whatnot. Maybe he is, but from my reading of it, it sounds like they're trying to reboot him a little bit, maybe make his story a little more interesting, and they tie him up with seeking out like the detective work of human mysteries of old. So Hawkman's trying to figure out, where his life began, because he keeps getting remade over and over after he dies, and he keeps doing detective work over and over, trying to figure out where he came from. And he's seeking out this particular metal called nth metal, and I think it's like a some type of science fiction metal, or some type of just supernatural metal that will be able to do, I guess, give you superhuman powers or give you the life of immortality. There's something special about it, and I'm not too sure what they're getting at yet. But it's pretty cool so far. So for both of these issues, they have a large amount of writers, artists who pencil, artists who fill in the ink, and so forth. And the covers, I can say at least, are wonderful. They're both done by Williams, looks like, and Jim Lee. So it looks like they might have worked on these together. So obviously, yeah, Jim Lee he's always an incredible artist. And whenever you see Lee on a title, you probably should pick it up, just because he's really world class. I can't think of a better comic book artist that I've read in a very long time. I started reading Jim Lee when he was working on the Hush series a couple of years back, and Batman Hush was just incredible. So I got Hush, the second volume of Hush, and then Hush Returns. He didn't work on that, but I got the whole set, so that was great. Overall, the reveal, or the surprise at the end of issue 1 was great. I'm sure if you already know about it. I really love the story because Batman is trying to kind of figure out what's going on with the same metal. He's trying to track it down, and he's doing it wantonly. He's kind of very brash about it, and he doesn't really have any respect for anyone around him, and that's why the reveal at the end of the first issue is so important. But it's great. It really shocked me. I had not seen it coming. I mean, I know it's cliche, but I really didn't have any idea. I always go into a comic book totally blind. I try to come in totally blind, and I let them reset the whole story for me, the whole universe for me, so I can follow along, be led along by the nose, basically. I try not to make too many assumptions, but yeah, the end of issue 1 was great. It's really a preliminary issue. It's kind of like setting the stage. I like how Miracle Man is another person that he interacts with. I have no real context of knowing who this guy is, but I know he's a creation of Jack Kirby, which is pretty cool. And I know they just relaunched a book about him too, and everyone's saying it's pretty good, so I might actually go pick that up. But anyways, that's issue 1. So Batman's trying to hunt down the nth metal, and he's working his way through. And then in issue 2, which I just read earlier yesterday, it goes further down the path of Batman trying to figure out where the nth metal is, and I suppose that he's doing his work here. But I wanted to highlight here for you guys is I really like this story or this interaction that he has with Wonder Woman. Let me get there real quick. Yeah, so he is trying to break into this lair of the gods, and you can see here he has to fight this griffin, and he can't really do it, and he's wearing all this strange armor that he's built up for himself. But Wonder Woman is able to tame the beast and send him away, and she's using this cool sunblade, and Wonder Woman says that, you know, this is really not for her to be giving away, but she goes along with it. She hands him over the blade. Yeah, it's called the Sunblade. And Batman with a sword is pretty awesome to begin with. I mean, that's awesome. But I feel bad, though, because he gets this awesome, like, Flameberg. It's like a sword on fire. And later on in the issue, he trades it with Talia from Ra's al Ghul, which is called the Wizard's Knife. It's important to the plot, but I just wish he was able to hold on to it a little longer, because it's so cool looking. Anyways, overall, the story has been really great so far, and I like the kind of Cthulhian look to where it's headed. As I'm sure you know because you're watching this video, this last page is really kind of the tip-off point where Batman kind of sacrifices himself, and these clouded figures start to take a look, and you know they say that the Dark Knights are coming, and it looks like there's kind of these alter heroes that are like demonicized, and they're going to wreak havoc on Batman. So who knows? Yeah. So we get to meet the true father of Batman at the end, which is the big reveal. So maybe we'll get to see Thomas Wayne. So that'll be neat. Overall, the story has been very cool so far. It's not too hard to follow. So if you're new to comics, this is a great place to start. It's a little complicated, I'll admit, but you know, overall, it's a good starting spot. The art has been pretty good overall. There's some parts that are pretty iffy. The Joker in the second issue, I don't like really. I think he's kind of drawn very poorly, but it's it's passable. And then in issue 1, there's some parts with Batman and Superman that don't look all that great, but that's not so bad that you shouldn't buy it. I think it's worth buying. I like the direction of the whole comic overall, and I'm genuinely interested. I don't know where it's headed. There's some kind of underworld or Cthulhian demonic realm evil realm that they're kind of going into to extract this nth metal. It sounds very cool, so who knows? I'd like to make comment too about the price. They're both $5, so that's a bit of a premium for a comic book, and I think you're getting a couple more pages and the cool shiny metal covers, which are neat too. I mean, it makes sense that they want to, for their summer event, charge $5. So I guess it comes with the territory, but I wouldn't have minded if they put it down to $4, just because I don't know. I think they could have maybe done $4, maybe $4.50, but $5 is fine. It's a summer event. It's a thing that everyone wants to get into. So there's a forewarning: you'll be spending $5 on a comic, which is a bit much because normally DC will only charge you $3 for a comic. So you just have to bear that in mind. So overall, though, I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's like 6 or 8 issues long. So I feel sad that it's only starting in August and not a little sooner, like June or July. If they started in July, it would have been great. Like a summer comic book blockbuster event. They're definitely competing with Secret Empire, and Secret Empire is already well into their story. I'm sure that they're probably wrapping up theirs, but because they took so long, I don't think there's going to be too much competition, given that anyone that's reading Secret Empire right now is trailing off, probably looking for something new, or just want the Secret Empire story to end because it's not selling very well, and for many reasons. But overall, I'm looking forward to it. I read last summer. I read Civil War 2, and then I read before that Secret War, and those were both Marvel stories. Pretty good. I like Secret Wars a little more, but who knows? That's my chance, my try for DC this time around. So I'll let you know what my thoughts are when I get the next issue. Please leave a comment. Tell me what you think about where the story's headed. I think Hawkman and Batman are going to go meet up, and they're going to discover this metal, and it's going to get into someone's bloodstream. I think that's where it's really going to go to. So that's what's going to happen. And I think there might be some kind of corruption that goes along with it. So also, I'm wondering one last thing. What are they doing with the Watchmen series? Because they have mentioned that they're going to, they had the whole issue 20, was it 21 or 2, and then 23 with the Flash. And the Watchmen were mentioned, but they really didn't enter the universe. I'm thinking maybe they might incorporate the Watchmen finally into the storyline. This might be their way in. So that's my thought about the future of it. But what are your thoughts? Leave a comment below. Tell me what you think, and I'll definitely respond. Please subscribe for more of my videos, and have a great day. See ya.